Hi, welcome back to the channel. We are here to welcome the divine and angelic frequencies to update us about what is currently happening around us and what support messages we might need to receive, love messages that we might want to receive, and guidance messages that come from the divine inspiration, from the goddess oracle, from the ancestors and higher self versions of us coming through to support us in this experience. And also inviting any challenging or old stories that are no longer supportive to fall away and to recycle back to the Divine Mother. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing your precious energy. I'm so grateful to have you here. One of the ways that you can connect deeper into this energy update and this reading, this support and guidance message, is to like and to comment on the video, and that does help me and the mission, and it helps me to connect more directly to you. So let's look at the general energies that we're currently experiencing. If it's a different time than I'm in, I'll just let you know that there will likely still be a message here for you. The very first card to come up is Temptation, which is traditionally the Devil card. It is the understanding, this is a very misinterpreted concept, by the way. It's the understanding of the shadow and the temptation that lies there in getting trapped. There's a loop, a cycle that happens, just like how the moon is trapped to the earth. In the same way, souls, we do this sometimes. We attach ourselves to this physical realm and can find it difficult to move beyond that into a cosmic reality and outside of the cycles of samsara. According to the Buddhist philosophies, the suffering cycle. According to more new age belief, it could be, back to our star home. According to reincarnation belief, it's an ascension where we are no longer living in a cycle of karma. So there's so many different beautiful ways to transmute this energy into a full transformation, because after this process of facing our demons and integrating the shadow parts of ourselves, this is when we're able to embrace a more full embodied version of ourselves, because we've created that space. We've accessed more parts of ourselves, which is really what happens in shadow work, is that we are, or soul retrieval, is when we are finding parts of ourselves that we had previously abandoned or left behind or dissociated from in order to cope at that time. So when we face these parts of ourselves that are, addiction is really about parts of ourselves that want connection, that are not being connected. We're not connecting to ourselves. And so when we connect, this is the antithesis and the cure to addiction, but also it is a soul retrieval where we feel more fully ourselves, more whole, and like, not that there's a need to fill some sort of emptiness within us, but more of a sense of inner wholeness and connection. A little bit more about this. This is 16. I'm on the right path and divinely guided. Along with this opening beyond and integration of our shadow, and you can see she is in the dark. It is the full moon, and that's relevant as well. Integration of the shadow, being a warrior that's able to move in the darkness, that's able to see where other people are blind, right? So this is a confirmation of the path that we're on and of the alignment that we're currently feeling. So continue to look for these types of confirmations in the messages, in the images, in certain symbols that you associate with the most. Ask for that type of confirmation, because it is available to support us like breadcrumbs to know that we're on the right path, like a little trail to follow. So that's really exciting. Let's see what else is present today for guidance about this new integration of a remembered part of ourselves. It's not new because we already had that, but we had forgotten it, so it's kind of like a remembering. The Ace of Wands in reverse. A beginning, but there's a sort of hesitation or resistance. Let's just see what that gap is between currently being in that state of the Devil, but wanting to move into the state of the Ace of Wands, which is an inspired new beginning. Yeah, it looks like a bridge over that gap. And we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So the gap, and this has been coming up, this is definitely a collective message. So many of us are receiving the same message right now. The gap, this bridge between our fantasies becoming reality and where we're currently at, the bridge that is collaboration. It's working in teams, in community service, in community work, co-creation. The third energy is also in relation to creativity in general. The fertility, the creation process of bringing life into the planet. These are these kinds of Three of Pentacle energies. And in reverse, again, it is that resistance that it's not happening. Same to this, which is also, the bridge to it is when we flip this and we give ourselves permission to actually receive support, to work together, and then we come into this state of the inspired action. Let's look at the inspired action with the Rose Oracle to get a more specific goddess guidance message in regards to what is the inspired action being invited to express itself through us today. The bloom, creations realized, right time, harvest, and celebrate. Confirmation, absolutely, that's exactly what I was just saying. There is a natural creative process that is wanting to express itself through us. And so as we give ourselves permission to believe that that's actually worth our energy, to spend time in a creative process, to create boundaries in our content receiving as well, so that we're able to really nourish these seeds of what we are creating in our systems and around us, so that it can blossom, so that it can grow and expand and open and emit medicine to everybody who encounters it. I'm curious with this card what it is that you're currently creating. So let us know in the comment box if you want to share about what your experience is in this creative process and what you are currently birthing into the planet, that you are blooming, that you're nourishing and watering to receive this blossoming effect. Let us know. We would love to support you. Love who you are. You are a divine and wonderful person, deserving all of the wonderful things that life has to offer. We have a ship, and I see a jaguar, an owl in the background, a baby coming out of a shell, a rainbow swallow, and a castle. So those might be relevant to you, be connected with your dream world, but self-love being the topic here with the number 8, that's what I thought. 8 being the number related to self-love, where it always comes back to itself and it's always in a state of harmony of inward and outward cycles. And this is such a beautiful place to be, because just like the blossom, simply by existing in this state, it is medicinal to everybody who comes around it. So we are remembering on multiple layers, and this is the inspired action, that when we focus on ourselves and our natural instinctual desires and passions, and we really nourish ourselves and our creativity in this way, we're able to offer the most potent medicine in this expression, because it is inspired, because it is connected to beyond. One more tarot card to provide a little more detail into this inspired action of focusing on self-love. 2 cards came. Messenger of Water, which is the Knight of Cups. It's a offer of love, a sort of charging in from a masculine energy with a cup of love, a love offer. It's very gentle and beautiful, and it feels like a natural progression from the self-love that we've been receiving, where now there's another force arriving internally and externally, of course, where we're able to receive even more. And the Ace of Swords, which is a Pegasus image, which really signifies freedom. And again, the ace, similar to the Ace of Wands that we received earlier, is the new beginning. This one is in regards to a sense of freedom, but more specifically in connection to our communication and our mental realm, our thought processes. The ace is a new beginning in that regard, because the Pegasus is speaking to us of freedom, but also of a grounded reality. The horse is a very grounded animal, a very stable, secure, earthy animal. And it, the hooves literally break up the earth and help to till the soil, and they're very powerful earth animals. But the wings references the divine, the angelic connection that we also have even as earthly beings. And it also references the freedom that is able to live in collaboration and conjunction, intertwined with a deep sense of grounded stability. The combination of these two energies is very much like a yin and a yang, or a masculine-feminine union, where we have opposite parts of ourselves coexisting and working together symbiotically into specifically an inspired mental new beginning. All right, if you would like to go deeper into this, we're going to pull a goddess card next from our Isis deck, and to receive any messages that want to come through there. And before we dive into that, I want to invite you to check out the link in the description box, where you can get a personalized session with me, and I can take you deeper. But to start, I begin with an intro session, so you're welcome to connect with me about that. I would love to guide and support you in what you are currently experiencing. And I do have some spots that I just opened up. Let's look into what Isis has to say. It's the portal of light, glides on wings through time and space. So there's the wings again. Isis does have wings as well. Glide through time and space. This is a reference to the feminine capacity to move through dimensions. Dimensional time and space dimensions, we can move through those. The womb is an access point to the void. It's an empty space where creativity and creation is possible. It's only in a state of emptiness that we're able to create something new. Just like an empty page that wants to be drawn on or painted on. So when we understand our ability to move through dimensions, and the Pegasus is also a version of that. It is a spirit animal who can be supportive to move through dimensions, to teach people about that. Anyways, the time and space travel is really the process of learning to move interdimensionally and to have an understanding of how those dimensions are in relation to each other, so that you can move through them back and forth simultaneously, whatever you desire. And this gives us a permission and ability to direct focus, to create from nothing. This is the portal of light, like a beam of light that shines through the darkness, where there's something that's coming through. There's an opening, a new option. And the portals really are that shedding, and becoming a new version of ourselves. Every time that we move through portals, we have that opportunity to shed a layer and to embody something that is more fully accurate to who we are and who we're meant to be. It connects most specifically with the umbilical cord, which also can be associated with a cord of light. And in the traditional Kundalini practices and many cultures, connecting the umbilical cord to the solar frequency of the sun, knowing that it is the root of who we are in the source center, and the sun is one of the portals through that experience. So when we connect ourselves daily by the umbilical cord to the solar frequencies with this portal of light, we are acknowledging our divine source, our connection to the source energy of light. And we are also recognizing and learning and practicing with our creative ability to move light through these portals, to bring our visions from the astral realm into the physical realm through this interdimensional travel of going to these spaces of the visioning processes, creating, and then bringing pieces of it into the physical, grounding it and embodying it, and continuing with this path onward and onward, continually bringing deeper and deeper realities of peace and grace and love and co-creation into our planet, through starting with ourselves and then moving outwardly as well, just like that figure 8. And let's pull one last spell card to look at what is some action moving forward that could support us in this current experience. Imagination 41. A confirmation again, this process of going into the vision realm, imagining, fantasizing about what would be your dream life. This is spell work that has the ability to become creative physical reality. And so the more that we believe that this is possible and we work with our skills to prove to ourselves that it's possible, the more we receive it. So spending time in your imagination is a beautiful action now to help us to embody this inward focus and outward manifestation of our dream realities existing in our physical realities as well. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for your beautiful presence. Thank you for liking, sharing, connecting, subscribing, and I'm wishing you the most blessed day.